against Uruguay, all the way in Argentina. And of course, we'll bring you the latest happenings all the way in Argentina, whereby we'll be establishing connection with our guys there. Of course, I have two gentlemen here that will be, of course, discussing with me the possibility or Gambia's chances of today's game against Uruguay later on today. Here is Keba Jesper. He's the first vice president of the Gambia Coaches Association. He has been joining us here on the platform for a couple of times, and of course, he has been with the boys in the AFCON and of course throughout the whole competition. Keba, it's always good to have you here back on the platform.
Yeah, thank you. And good morning to the listeners and viewers out there. I'm happy to be back, as you shared, and good to talk about what I love most.
Thank you very much, Mr. Turi. And of course, here is my boss, the head of competition department here at the Gambia Football Federation. I call him King Babu. It's good to have you here on this platform, Mr. Kamara.
Thank you, Mariam. Good to hear you. So I think it's probably first that you are hosting me?
Yes, yes.
Why do you call me King Babu?
it's kind of a funny title we have around here at the office.
But I'll tell you how this all came about.
Okay.
Now, you know, when I was studying for my master's in South Korea, you know, I was classmates with 19 different nationalities. So because they shortened my name Babukar to Babu.
Okay.
Babu, you understand?
Yes.
So that was how the name Babu came about. And then I will tell them, I'm the king of this whole class because I'm older than all of you.
Right.
And they will like, no, you are king of the Gambia, not king of, SMU. DTM, I say I'm king of DTM. But then in the end, I settled for king of Banjul, King Babu, Bur Banjul. Yes.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me here. But we'll go straight to Argentina, where our reporter, Amadou Oba, is there to tell us the latest happenings there at in Argentina, and of course, the mood of the boys as far as the game is concerned for today. Good morning, Amadou, and thank you very much for taking time from your busy schedule to talk to us about the under-20 boys.
That informs and, of course, educates as well to the Gambian public and even beyond the Gambian borders as far as Gambian football is concerned. It's always a pleasure to have you, Mariama.
Thank you very much, Amadou. Tell us the mood at the camp presently, because I made to understand you guys have a very busy day and you're about to move very shortly. But tell me, how is the mood like? Do we have anything to worry about for today's game? Or are we good to go?
So it's the usual match day routine. Right now, I think you could see from the background what's happening. Actually, I am at the dining hall where the team is just having their breakfast. It's 08:22 a.m. this morning here in Argentina, and as tradition, always immediately after the breakfast during match days, the team would go straight for a team walk, which would be just having a walk around the vicinity of the hotel, kind of stretch their muscles before they come back and go straight to the team hall meeting in order to have their team meeting or tactical meeting, then go straight to the stadium. So the schedule is kind of so tight, especially for the fact that it's an early kickoff. It's 2:30 p.m. here in local time. It's going to be 5:30 p.m. in Gambia. And like you said, concerning any worries or injury concerns, it's the usual team that so far has been making their own records since WAFU, and of course heading towards AFCON and coming here in Argentina for the World Cup. Basically, we have had a few knocks. Of course, there are expectations of another performance from the young Scorpions as the last time the Gambia played at this particular stage. My boss is already there, and perhaps we could have more statistics as far as that is concerned. But I think Bono Johnson came so far at this stage. That is the round of 16 stage. We want to see the Gambia going straight to the knockouts, to the semi-finals. The Gambia happens to be one of the four teams that are representing the continent, Africa, and so far Tunisia and Senegal are all gone. It's only Gambia and Nigeria. We've seen Nigeria play last night and booking their place to the quarterfinals after that win against the host nation, Argentina. And tonight it's South America versus West Africa. Again, that is the Gambia, and of course Uruguay, like you said.
Injuries are concerned, are we going to see the return of Moses, or are we going to see a different lineup altogether?
No, just perhaps a couple of few. I would let the coach the technical man to reveal that by the time the official unveiling of the lineup is concerned. But so far, Moses is totally out of it. He's still yet to recover from his muscle injury, and perhaps you would see some few changes as well, especially in the middle of that pitch. That is Mohamed Joub also received knocks during the training sessions and previous match, and is most likely to be sidelined as well in order to recover. But so far, just a couple of changes, and it wouldn't be so serious.
With regards to the boys, we have seen a couple of videos from them, traveling all the way to your venue at the moment. How is the mood like going into this encounter? Are they a bit nervous, or are they looking forward to today's encounter? And how hopeful are they?
One criteria that you can never see in these boys, and just Ture could attest to that, he's been with them at the AFCON, is the thing called nervous. I mean, this is something that you never see in them, whether it's Maje or prior to Maje. It's something that, and the beauty about them is the fact that the chemistry that bonds them together, for the fact that they came from respective clubs here in the Gambia, all they see is the national color, the national jersey, and I think that is doing well. The Gambia Football Federation authorities are impressed with that. The Gambian government representatives are impressed with that, for the fact that people kept talking about it at camp here, that the chemistry is just so strong amongst the players and between the players and the technicians, and that by far go again to effect during the matches, during their training sessions. Like you said, you've seen the live entertainment they do, and this is not just fiction. This is something real, something inside it, and something that happens, and those keeps them coming to the pitch. So the mood is just so positive, and one thing I also observed from them, prior to a match, their focus is always entirely on the match, and immediately they are done with that. We've seen it with Honduras, we've seen it with France. It's done and dusted. They don't think about it anymore. And last night, as for the quote of the head coach during the opposition analysis, I could hear him saying, and this has been the message he's been saying even during the familiarization tour to the field, that look, you are known to break records. Tonight is another opportunity for you to break another record, not only for the Gambia, but for yourself. And the players have heard the message. The message is instilled in them, and they want to always break their own record. So we are foreseeing a very positive outcome at the end of the day, but it's going to be difficult, and everyone knows about that.
How about Gambians in Argentina? Are they coming out to support the boys today? Because we have seen in the previous games how Argentinians have came out, supporting the boys 100%. The atmosphere in the stadiums were really, really amazing. How are we expecting today to be like if we have any Gambians there in Argentina?
Since our arrival in Argentina way back a couple of 2 weeks ago in Mendoza, where we started our group stage matches, I've not seen so much of from the Gambian community in Argentina. But so far, I can tell you that the Argentinians were divided into two. They had two teams. One is Argentina and the other is Gambia. So we've had so many fans in Mendoza. And for the fact that Argentina was knocked out last night, we were told that this particular stadium here in Santiago del Estero, accommodate almost the previous matches. I've seen them accommodating 25,000 people, 20,000 people. So we're expecting a larger turnout tonight to support the Gambia, because, like I said, Argentinians have two teams. One was Argentina, and the second was Gambia. And tonight we are foreseeing that again.
Do your breakfast and all of that stuff, because I know when it comes to food, you don't joke with it at all. But we're wishing you the very best of luck. I know today's game will be a very tough one, and wishing all the boys to be very enthusiastic, and of course, collecting the 3 points, which is very, very important, Amadou.
Absolutely, and I hope so too. I hope so too. And of course, I also want to remind the Gambians that the boys are aware of their support, they are aware of their love, they are aware of their cheers, and this has been something that they always wanted to do to represent the country and also make everyone proud back home. Thank you, Maria.
Interesting, Mr. Kamara, Amadou Oba, our correspondent, of course, there in Argentina, telling us the latest happenings in the camp. The boys are very, very hopeful, and you know, they are very positive going into this game against Uruguay, which is going to be the first time, I believe, Gambia is meeting the South Americans at this stage of the competition.
Indeed, it's a historic day for Gambia. It's a momentous day, and it's a day that every Gambian is looking forward to, and that it is bringing back memories of the past when our, youth category national teams, are playing at the global stage. This team is a very, very, very different one to all those teams that have participated in the World Cup before. Even at continental level, this is a completely different team. Now, this team, from the 3 matches that I have watched, I think there is no gainsaying that they are a force to be reckoned with. And as Mahmoud Bajo told the FIFA.com, they are not there for sightseeing. They dominated in all the 3 matches that they've played, and are the only African team not to lose in the World Cup so far, and the only African team also to top their group in the World Cup. So we are very, very hopeful, and we hope that we are going to write history, because as Amadou alluded to in his conversation with you, now this is the second time we are playing at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. In theory, this is our 3rd qualification, but even before the 2021 tournament was played in African Cup was played in Mauritania, it was already confirmed by FIFA that the 2021 World Cup was cancelled as a result of the devastating effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. So if it had not been cancelled, we would have participated, because we have qualified by virtue of finishing 3rd. But the only time that we played there in 2007 in Canada, we lost our opener. 3-0 to a Mexican team inspired by Carlos Vela and their best player at the time.
That was the Diallo era?
Of course, the Usman Diallo crop of players, the Modou Cissés, but Modou Cissé also actually did not participate in that World Cup, because he was injured.
Injured, okay.
You understand? But the likes of Ken Mansari was there. I remember Ken Mansari scored the winning goal against Portugal that qualified us to the round of 16, where we met Austria. It was a very, very entertaining game. Pierre Gomez in that particular game, I don't know whether you remember Pierre Gomez, but Pierre, he used to play for Hawks Football Club. He scored the equalizing goal, but then football being football, in extra time, he became from hero to a villain when he got sent off, and we lost 2-1. So we are hoping that we will go one step better this time around by qualifying for the quarterfinals. You understand? In fact, in the previous World Cups that we played at the 17th level, we played in 2 World Cups. In both occasions, we never progressed through the group stages. But at the under 20 level, we progressed to the round of 16. Here we are again at round of 16, and I have never been more confident in a Gambian team like this one that I'm seeing. I have no doubt that we have what it takes to upset Uruguay, that have qualified for this particular tournament for 15 times.
So from our maiden appearance, that was in 2007, right?
Yes.
To now, there is hope. There have been a lot of development, I would like to understand.
Indeed. You see, I'll tell you a story. Being a Real Madrid supporter, I never valued Pep Guardiola as a coach.
Right.
You understand? I thought that he had assembled, the best players at Barcelona. That was why he was winning all those things. You understand? He went to Bayern Munich. Of course, Bayern Munich is, for 12 years they've been winning the Bundesliga. There is no contest. So I never rated him. But then he went to England. Look at what he's doing now. Then for me, admittedly, I would say Pep Guardiola, I think, is the best coach in the world right now. He has revolutionized football. When I look at Ablaye Mojan's team, I see an ex of Pep Guardiola teams where they play from the back and they play to dominate possession, to control possession and create chances and win. Definitely this thing is a joy to watch. And if you are if you pay attention whenever Gambia is playing, you know that the whole country is at a standstill when this team is playing. Make no mistake, the goal that we scored against, the one that Adam Bojan scored against South Korea, and it was ruled out for offside. Obviously, it was offside. You should have just gone out to hear the sounds of goals that night. Then you know that the whole country is at a standstill. And there's so high hopes in this team. And for me, against Uruguay, I mean, you know, they also played 3 matches like us. They lost 1 and won 2. But they lost to the best team in their group, which is England, who were knocked out by Italy yesterday. So for me, yes, Uruguay is a good team. I don't want to underestimate them. But if you see, if you compare the opponents that we played against, South Korea and France, no disrespect to Tunisia and Iraq, but I think our opponents are better teams. You know, you understand? And we beat those teams. And you know, these were the teams that they beat. I mean, Tunisia, we played against Gambia. You know, in the past 2 AFCONs, we beat them on both occasions. So that same Tunisian team, that's what they win 2-0. That is not to underestimate. They have a lot of pedigree when it comes to this competition, Uruguay, and they have very, very fine players. You cannot underestimate them. But for me, I believe that the Gambia have what it takes to go and write their own history, as the coach himself stated.
Thank you. Jesper, now Uruguay under 20 finished second in their group behind England to qualify for their group. Now this is the 13th time they have been doing this, and they sealed their second place in the group, of course, with a 1-goal winner, Tunisia. We have seen Tunisia yesterday were booted out of the competition and all that. Now, towards today's game, how do you think Uruguay will come in to spot their last gap when it comes to today's game, with all of the name they have made for themselves 13 times in the competition?
Yeah, again, as Babukar rightly said, this is a Gambian team that has already written its name on the world map of football. Uruguay, knowing that meeting Gambia today will not be an easy game. It's going to be a lifelong game. It's going to be a history today. Being a runner-up in the AFCON and coming to the World Cup top in their group with 7 points, beating the mighty France, knowing that it's a formidable side with a very good technical approach. So I'm seeing a very tight technical game today. Obviously, the only thing is we're just going to respect them as Uruguay. History needs to be seen today. They've already wrote their own, as you said, 13 times win at the under 20, and producing the players like Suarez and Cavario and the others. We are here also. We want to make history for ourselves. As Lai said, the last time we appeared, we stopped at the round of 16, and we wanted to play the finals. So playing the finals, which means that's a step you need to hurdle. So we are out there to make sure we're going to represent this country and Africa as a whole.
Now, defensively, Gambia is a better team than Uruguay. Do you think we are going to see a replica of the performances we saw in the first round to the round of 16 this afternoon?
This has been the strength of this. Defensively has been the strength of the team. Remember, in the AFCON, we haven't conceded a goal till the finals. And we came back at the World Cup, the first game we conceded. The second game we conceded, but the third game you can see how tight it was. And definitely listening to Jawara when he spoke to the media outlet to share this is what he was saying. The team was working immensely on how to solidify himself at the back and move on. And remember today we have in the trio in the midfield, Rashid is coming back. So we get the most disciplined and tactical midfield players when it comes to the tournament. I've seen most of the teams as they play. But definitely the trio we have today, especially with the coming of Mohamed Diop. Mohamed has been an exceptional player. This was a player who was injured during the AFCON. And I could see and been convinced why the technical team kept him even though he was injured. And he worked immensely well in Cairo to make sure that he recovered well for him to be available, and this is what he did. Even after the final selection going to Argentina, some of the pundits or some of the technicians complained that an injured player, why should he be included? But Mohamed came out with all those things, and he has improved himself. So, and in modern football, if you want to progress, these are the 2 or 3 things. You must get a good net stopper, that you defended well, had a very combative midfield, and get the goal scoring in that. And we had this. We solidified ourselves last game. We showed that we are ready not to concede any more goals. We've seen our midfield how combative and distribution they were, and we still get the hurricane out there. That's Adama. So we just rely on him to get the goals, and we will defend our game, come victorious at the end of the day.
Talking about goals, the young Scorpions enjoyed an unbeaten run in the group stage. Well, Uruguay, meanwhile, have suffered only 1 defeat and keeping a clean sheet. Can Gambia do that today? All of our victories have seen, us conceding goals.
Yes, all of our victories have seen us conceded 1 goal.
Yeah.
But, and you would agree with me that those goals were avoidable goals. If for anything, in fact, I think the performance that this team have been putting through is built on a strong defensive solidity. We have seen some napping moments in the defense, but I think that is compensated by the attacking flair in the team and the amount of chances that they create. In all the 3 games that we've played, I think we could have scored a minimum of 3 goals in each of those matches.
Absolutely.
You understand? I think our proficiency in front of goal was what even cost us victory against South Korea.
Yeah. It
would have been a sweet victory, 9 points straight for us. But I also believe that the team, is improving defensively. You would agree with me that Sajan, the left back, had a shaky moments in the opening 2 games, but against South Korea, he really played very well. He was one of my, for me, one of the best performance in that third group match. So they've improved, and Dembo Sedikan, I think he's feel in the boots of Moses Jagu very well.
Yeah.
You understand? And I believe that this team would improve defensively. We've seen some improvement against France. France is no walkover. If we had not improved our defensive performance against Honduras, I think we could have considered more than the 1 goal we did against them. Against South Korea, also we improved. So the team keeps improving as they go into the competition. So I believe that definitely that's what it takes. And on this day, Adam Boja is unplayable. And as coach said, we are having a player whose performance most people are maybe underrating. But I think he is one of the most important, if not the most important player in that midfield. That's Haruna Rashid fellow. You understand? That guy is a genius, and I think he's the one that clicks that midfield. If you watch our final against Senegal,
yeah.
If he were to be there, I think it would have been a different outcome.
Absolutely.
And if you look at, you made mention of our defeats also. Over the past 1 year, if you look at our defeats, they all came against who? Senegal. You understand? And if you know the history between Gambia and Senegal, no matter what, at any level, Senegal is always prepared to beat the Gambia because they are the big brothers. You understand? So they wouldn't want to lose to Gambia. But other than that, I think we've won all those other games, and few draws we call it along the way. So based on what I have seen the team display against France, because for me France was the team to beat in that group stage. But having dominated them in the manner that we did, I think what's the name again? Uruguay cannot underestimate the Gambia. They cannot afford to underestimate us. And if you look at what Nigeria did yesterday against the host nation, the stadium was jammed. It was filled to the rafters. I did not see that coming. Of course, Nigeria is a good side. We defeated in the AFCON, but they are playing against the host. Many factors were going against them, but they ended up winning that game 2-0. You understand? So South America against Africa, it is 1-1. Of course, Brazil walloped Tunisia, even though they had to play the entire second half with only 10 men. You understand? So we hope that it's going to be 2-1 to Africa today also. And hopefully we qualify, we go on with United States of America in the semi-final or in the quarterfinals. That would be great for us.
That would be fantastic. Talking about experience, the Uruguay has been there for a couple of times, and Gambia, this is just their second appearance, or third, I might say, into the under-20. Experience-wise, Uruguay is no match to Gambia. Gambia has to step up a little bit to make sure they match Uruguay's performance this afternoon.
I think when we talk about experience in youth competitions, it is just for historical facts. Because first, it's not the same crop of players that are playing.
It's different.
At national team level, you can see a player who would play for 10 years in the national team and playing in every tournament that they play during that period. But when you look at this crop of players, there is no player currently playing in this World Cup that has a World Cup experience before at under 20 level, because there was no World Cup for 4 years. You understand? So they are all new players. So historically, yes, I mean, you don't compare Uruguay and Gambia when it comes to on paper. But now football is an 11-11 game. If Serif Tiraspol can go to the Santiago Bernabeu and beat Real Madrid 2-1, then anything can happen. You understand? Any team can beat any team. If Gambia can qualify for its first ever AFCON at senior level, go all the way to the quarterfinals, then we can beat any team. And this team, at the World Cup, they are at where they are today on merit. They have merited it. And for me, I have no doubt in my mind that we will play the quarterfinals of a World Cup for the very first time in our Gambian history. But also, this is not by chance. You understand? It's as a result of the deliberate, mechanisms that we've put in place for the past 8 years. You know, we've been very, very, very focused at youth level. It's the policies that we have put in place. That is what has culminated in giving us these results that we are achieving. Because we've won the WAFU Cup in the past 3-4 years. We've won the WAFU Cup. We participated in 2 AFCONs. Now we are also going to the World Cup at under 20 level. So these are deliberate policies that we have put in place. Today, football is placed at every nook and cranny of this country. You have teams all the way coming from Basse to come and participate in our national league. And this is what is because the core of the players in this team are playing in the domestic league. So it is a reflection of the maturity and the progress that the Gambian league has made in the past few years. And talk of Haruna Rashid Jai, this is a player who plays in the 2nd division with Gunjur United.
Gunjur, yeah.
This never used to happen before. Most of the time, our under 17 and under 20 players are established players in the 1st division teams, but not 2nd division. But here is a 2nd division player who has been part of the team, who has also not only been part of the team, but have been consistently playing every match from the start. Look at Mahmoud Bajo, coming all the way. I mean, this is a boy who went to school all the way in Kenaba until after after his junior school, he came down to the Greater Banjul area to play for Tarinu United in the 2nd division again. Look at where he is, dominating France in the World Cup. So it is the deliberate policies and mechanisms that we've put in place that is where we are today. And there is no doubt that this development that we are witnessing in our football is going to be sustained because the foundations are there and they are very, very solid. That was what stopped us in the past. That was why when we qualified for the World Cup at under 17 level, we never went back. When we qualified for the 2007 World Cup, 7 World Cup under 20, we had to wait until another 16 years before we got there.
Come back,
because we were only interested in instant success without having to put in place the structures that are going to be the basis of that development.
Very interesting there. Well, Gambia, Jesper, have suffered just 1 defeat in their last 9 games in all competitions. They have recorded 7 wins in that period with just 1 game ending in a draw, while they have 6 clean sheets in that period. Uruguay, on the other hand, have suffered just a couple of defeats in their last 12 games in all competitions and have recorded 9 wins in all that period. Jesper, looking at all these key head-to-heads, today is going to be a boiling point for both teams.
Yeah, that's why I said it's going to be a close tie. It's going to be a very technical game. But again, just to elaborate on the team, I think we had all the experience and necessity in this team. Because looking at the team, at least the average game of 7 international games has been played hard in the pocket for most of these boys. From the WAFU down to where we are. And again, remember, we always said this, this team is built on a rock. We had 3 generations in the squad. The last World Cup he said was supposed to be in 2019, which wasn't possible because of the COVID. We still have representatives from those teams into the squad. We get the last 18 that was in, last under 17 players from which were with Lai in Senegal in the squad, and few couples were selected from the league to join this team. So what is needed for a team to be, we had it in this team. Again, with the facility of Mamina, with Parliament Soul and others, definitely, I'm not seeing Uruguay as an obstacle. The only thing is we need to respect them. But when we had our team at their best, definitely I won't see a team that to stop us. These lads are confident, and again, remember, they have every support they needed around the team. We had a very powerful delegation with the team down there, from the president of the federation down, from the ministry, people from the ministry, and the 2 million. So the technical backup is just perfect. We, at our level, we are very much proud, because remember last summer, this was what we are selling from the technical prospect of the game. And again, it's a total Gambian show. This is describing how our league look like, because these are players, 99% from our league, with our local coaches, being trained homely. So definitely, Mariama, I'm seeing a very tactical game today. And as we said, Lai is somebody who is very much focused, and I like the team talks whenever he talks to the media. We're taking games per game, and that's how you go into a competition. And so many errors have been rectified from the start of the tournament coming where we are today. And physically, that's my player, that's Rashid he is talking about. And I'll tell you, any competition, any team that need to compete, these are the 2 or 3 things you need to be very much mindful of and set up. That's the net stopping, a very good compacting midfield with a good scorer. And who is telling you? We had all these 3 in place. So definitely what is out of bounds is Uruguay will have the respect they deserve, but I know whenever they slip off, they will see the other side of the team.
Right. Before we come to the, I know we just have about 10 minutes to end the show, but I want also to talk about the league, which is very, very interesting. Before we end, I will come to both of you for the predictions. That is the fun part of the show. You have to give me your predictions. Don't stand on the fence. Talking about the league, the first division, we have Falcons, Real de Banjul, and of course Fortune, Real with 45 points, Falcons rather, I beg your pardon, with 45 points, Real 41 points, and Fortune with 38 points. Jasper, the league is really, really, really competitive. And I must say, one of the best leagues I've seen so far since I started watching Gambian football.
Yes, but yet still technicians are complaining. It's very tight and it's very high, because for quite a time we played week in out. How many games have to be played within a week?
Right.
But yes, it was on Monday on the table at Sportfile, which we said, yeah, maybe we want to catch up with time, and next season we'll be seeing a different thing. But again, as I said, it's a very good league, and that produced these players we're talking of today. That's the under 20 making name for themselves. And again, I think where it is, Falcon has all in their hands to run away with the league. About 6 for game. They still got a game in hand, but about 6 games to go with 5 points different. With what is happening, I think Falcons have everything to do away with it. But again, this is very joyful to watch. Well,
they lost their last game, and Real also could have capitalized on that, but they lost to Steve Biko as well in Basori.
Yeah, this makes the league very much exciting. That shows you whenever they drop a point, and we were discussing this 2 weeks ago. Whenever Falcons they lead, whenever they drop a point, teams closer to them obviously drop a point. So which means it is all going on their way. So they just need to catch up, make sure they guarantee themselves next 6 points. They will definitely win the league.
Babukar, let's go to the bottom rock of the table. We have Banjul United, Gamtel.
Why don't you want us to start in the top half? Where we have my team. My team is in the top half of the table.
Your team is 6th position with 36 points.
Yes.
Yes.
And I would have loved us to win it. By the way, my team, yes, Sanga.
Is that possible? Is that possible?
Mathematically, yes.
Mathematically.
Realistically, I don't think so. So my heart tells me we can win it, but my head is telling me that we cannot.
By the way, they have really improved from the first round to the second round, and their performance is top notch. I have to admit that.
But that's because to show
yeah,
the amount
academy
of work,
boys.
the amount of no, seriously. This is my first year directly being involved in Sanga's management. I mean, I've always been observing from the backseat, but I've been involved. And for us, the kind of work that we are putting together in that team is a reflection of what we are seeing. And this is the target. We want to finish in the top half of the table. Our target is to finish in the top 5. And I think you can't tell me based on the table that we're going to finish in the top 5. We can't even finish in the top 10.
Gambian League is full of drama.
Yes, it is full of drama.
Yes.
But I think our team is having a steady progress. And next year, for us, the ambition would be to go for that title. We want to bring back the glory days of Sanga, and we are on that path.
Well, I'm not giving you the chance to do publicity for your team.
Fine.
Let's go to the bottom.
But,
yes.
But when it comes to I want to talk about the championship first.
Sure.
I think that the most consistent team in the league this year has been Falcons.
Absolutely.
And for me,
yeah.
I mean, apart from Real Madrid, I always love underdog stories. You understand? And I would definitely want to see a new name, being inscribed on that title. Hopefully, that would be Falcons. And Falcon also, where they are, it's not by chance. You understand? You know, you have seen the serious investment Colonel Musa Jammeh and Suleiman Diouf are putting in that team. And they have a very, very young and dynamic coach who is somebody that we all have to look forward or look at. I'm telling you this today. That boy, that Lamin Sane guy, has a very, very, very bright career ahead of him. He's a young coach. He is learning, and the guy consults a lot. You understand? He doesn't underestimate anyone. He talks to different coaches, and he tries to learn from all of them. And I'm not surprised that they are where they are today.
On top.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. Wabanjul, Gamtel, PSV, Willingara, rock bottom.
Yes.
With
Gamtel, I mean, it's not surprise.
It's not surprise.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know the challenges that they have been going through in the past few years. The other time, their coach Jim Kebe had his outburst when he was talking about the management not helping. They are not receiving their salaries, and Gamtel is supposed to be those teams that are supposed to be financially independent.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
But we all know all the sorts of problems that are going there. So it's not a surprise. And last year they survived, by winning in the playoffs. They might not be, a second time lucky. So I think, it's high time that they put their acts together. PSV Willingara is always not easy, coming from the
second division,
going, to the top flight and competing with established teams.
Yeah.
So it's always not easy, and it looks like, they may be going straight back to the second tier, which will be very, very unfortunate on their side also. We'll
be back here on Monday to talk exclusively on the league, but let's look at the second division. We have TMT, Elite United, BST, Galaxy occupying the first spot. Well, TMT is 53 points. We have Elite United 47 and BST Galaxy with 46.
Very surprisingly,
yes,
we are not talking about the early season favorites to win the league.
For the whole first round?
For the whole of the first round.
Yes, BK Milan.
BK Milan.
Yes.
And BK Milan is one of the best run clubs in this country. That team is highly motivated. But their problem has always been, they start the season well, they don't fit in. And
end poorly.
I don't know. And that's how they got relegated from the first round in the first place. I don't know what is causing that. But this is something that definitely needs to be addressed. Look, with all sentiments aside, you want a team like BK Milan to be participating in the top flight because the club is highly motivated. It's professionally run. I mean, definitely it's a shame. But TMT, their first ever season in the National League of the Gambia, they have a 5-point lead at the top of the table.
They do.
I think it's as good as getting promotion. I think they are going there, definitely. So the battle for the second automatic spot would likely be between BST Galaxy, and Elite United. So, two teams are going to qualify automatically to the fourth division.
To the first, yeah.
And the other three would play playoff with the third from bottom in the fourth division, just like last year, which is a lottery. But I think if TMT wins their next two matches, and this team doesn't seem to lose matches also,
They are not.
You can see that Serikan is doing a remarkable job. He's another serious young guy who is living in the United States of America. He left his family there, his wife and his young child, you understand?
To come and participate.
They are coming here to be in charge of this team. That shows the commitment, the passion, that young man also is putting into that team. And, it is already a confirmation that if you put seriousness, commitment,
investment,
and passion, and invest in whatever that you do, in whatever course that you do, you are definitely going to yield the results. It's not rocket science.
Absolutely. We have young Africans, B4U Kiang, Kuta Jombulu, Jesper, rock bottom of the table as well.
Thing going to be very much difficult with the standing and the point there. For Kuta Jombulu, I think it's a no-go area. They must change. Young Africans have to battle there for their next 2 games.
Yes.
What is happening actually, because they last lose to Carnivine a couple of days back, which I watched at Bakau. It's a team that would struggle, definitely. And I'm not seeing them coming back if they have to lose their next game.
Before you can? No?
Before you can, young Africans, I think these are...
Change of coaches perhaps might be a contributing factor?
For young Africans, I don't know exactly, but after changing the coach, I watched one of their games in Bakau. That was the first game when Park came in. I saw a very favorable side on that day, a very competitive team, but of recent. But again, as Babukar said, games are not only win on match days. It takes a lot to put a team together. It takes a lot to win a match. So, and most of clubs are here suffering from managerial problems. Teams need to be very much technically equipped, but again, managerial, that's the most important thing in modern football. What entails to build a team, or what teams build around a team to make it to perform. Because we've seen, you don't talk of BSC Galaxy, just coming up, you've seen them at midway in the table, they slipped out, but you can see the last games, they're coming up, efforts being put. And again, I can testify to Samga, they changed the coach last part of the season last year. Again, which we said wasn't bad with his experience. He built and fine-tuned the team. You see where the results are coming up now.
That is no surprise. El Hadj has been here for about 50 years in the Gambia, running the Gambian league, so it's no surprise.
Again, you don't talk of Brikama United, who has a very good run in the last 6 weeks of the league.
What happened to Charlie Mulamin? He has been sacked, and the players seems to be, getting their right foot, scoring goals and all of that. It's not fair. But anyways, thank you very much. Let's come to the prediction part before we conclude today's program. For today's game. What is your prediction?
Gambia?
Yes.
Where did you predict?
Goals, I mean.
Oh, you mean goals?
Yes.
Well, that's very simple. 3-1 Gambia.
3-1.
Yes.
Wow. Jesper?
And I can bet on this.
I'm seeing a 1-0 game.
1-0 game.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I can bet on Gambia winning.
Yes, Gambia is winning all the way. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for coming. It has been a fruitful discussions here with regards to the Gambia under-20 and, of course, the match they are playing today in Argentina against Uruguay. We are wishing the boys all the very best of luck, and, of course, thanking Amadou Oba for taking his time, out of his busy schedule to talk to us about, the mood in the camp and some of the things that we are looking forward to in today's game. Of course, I want to take this special moment to thank the management for the provision of our new gadgets that they have provided for the whole entire team. It's been, it's been a little bit tough, but thank you very much to from the CEO and everybody. We want to say a big thank you for providing the gadgets for us. And of course, the live streaming here will continue from next week. We'll bring you all the latest happenings with regards to competitions and everything that is happening here at the Football House. And of course, to my executive producer, to my producer, to the technical team that is behind this production, thank you very much for.
They don't have a name?
They all have a name. You are
our the people behind this brilliant.
You are our executive producer.
Today I'm part of the panel. So
okay, you're part of the panel. Bakari Burama Balde, Ibrahima Suare, my special dad. Of course, he has all the compliments and everything. Omar Turan, of course, Mariama Kowa. Thank you very much for putting things together. I know it's not easy, but you guys always come through for us. And I'm your humble presenter, Mariama Bojang. Thank you always. And I want to thank my makeup artist, Aisatu Sanko, for doing my makeup. Thank you very much, sister. I really appreciate it. And of course, my jersey has been provided by Usman. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And have a fantastic day and continue following our programs.